everyone, welcome to the Rainbow Extravaganza for 2022. This one is really going to be large. I went all out. I've designed a lot of soaps over the last 10 years or so, and I brought most of them back for this Rainbow Extravaganza. In the video today, I am making a white and neon swirled soap, and it's scented in juicy blackberries and vanilla sugar. It's one of my very favorites. I hope that you're enjoying the extravaganza so far. Let's make some soap. Okay, so into my base oils, I'm going to add in the coconut milk. I just love coconut milk. Oh my goodness. I always love the designs it makes down in there. And if you leave it for a while, they'll kind of flow upwards. It's very cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get this blended in. Now in with the lye solution. It's been looking very good as of late. My temperature is a little bit more stable. I'm not starting super cold and warming up super hot during the day. So I'm getting a nice smooth lye solution. And I'm going to bring this to emulsification because I'm going to want to split it off. So emulsification is the best. I usually go for about a count of 20 and stir it around, see what I think. And then go for another 10. And then I just like to stir for a little bit just to make sure that it's not going to break the emulsion. It's warm enough up here nowadays I don't have to worry about a false trace. Sometimes if you soap too cool, the hard oils will kind of solidify and give you the illusion that it's a trace when it's actually not. Alright, so I'm going to pour to the top of the little masking tape line, and that's about 1,200 milliliters. So I have my colors mixed up with the fragrance oil. I'm going to go ahead and get that poured in. And I'm using the Epic colors from Nurture Soap. They're kind of a mix of micas and pigments, I believe. And they're so pretty. I'm going for more of a kind of a neon with this one, and that's what they provide, is a brighter neon-like color. And then let's do purple. I'm going in order of how I plan to stick blend this. I am a hint out of breath after pouring so precisely. I engaged all the muscles. That did not go right. I was going to do pink next. Oopsies. Stir you up again. And I love these little silicone cups from Mad Micas. I'm just mixing up all my suppliers here. So I'm actually wanting to start with the white. So I have some titanium dioxide mixed up here. I'll put that in. And I'm gonna go ahead and put in its fragrance. And hopefully we can move along very well, because this does accelerate just a little bit. Okay, I'm hoping this is going to reach clear over here. I have to tap out the bubbles out of the shaft. The titanium dioxide will try to accelerate the batch, so I do need to not do a whole lot there. Now I do need time to work with this batch, but I cannot start blending everything or pouring them all in together until they're a little bit thicker. But to have the most time to work with that thicker trace, I like it to come just naturally to the thickness I need. And then as opposed to if I stick blended it a whole bunch, sometimes it'll just accelerate too quickly. So we're just barely at a light trace. I don't know if you can see what the little trace it is leaving on the surface. So I am just going to hold for a little bit and let it come to this on its own. I'm gonna add just a little bit of white here on the bottom. And it is starting to get a little bit thick. So I think it's gonna be all right. I'm trying to avoid too much muddy. I'll put in, we're gonna do this in 2 phases. And with the pink going in at the bottom, that means it'll end up on the top in order. Now the green, that's the one we have to be careful about. This green is persnickety. So I'm going to just pour it kind of straight in. And I'm not gonna do a whole lot with it there. I find a lot of the other colors mixed together a little bit better. Move these back over here. I'm going to add some more white. And I'm going to finish this off. I'm going to put in just a little bit of this white, but I do want some saved for the top. think that's good. Okay, so this is rather thick. You can kind of see it's very thick. That's what we want so that we don't have too much over blending of the colors. I am still a little bit concerned that it is still going to happen, but we're just gonna go ahead. Oh, that's definitely heavy, definitely kind of an awkward position. Hopefully it won't be too bad of the color mixing. And I don't know if you can see, it has quite a texture. Can you see that texture? And that's just normal. It's just because it hasn't been stirred back up. That's all that is. And it'll smooth right back out. So I'm just gonna stir, kind of scrape it down so that I can scoop it out, but I don't want it to over blend. But we definitely need to get this color out. It's looking pretty good. I saw a little bit of color mixing, a little over blending, but we'll just see how it goes. I do think it's gonna be all right, but sometimes I review the video back and I'm like, oh no. It happens. I get the rest of this white on the top because I do want it to be just white on top. Cover this up so that I have a fairly smooth level top. Just gonna give it a little bit of texture. I don't want anything deep or anything sticking up too high. Just a little bit of a, I don't know, just visual interest, I guess. I do love to texture tops with a spoon. Just kind of dip in and lift up, and sometimes it'll make a wave look. Sometimes it'll just do a drizzle. And sometimes it'll just do a smoosh. But either way, I just love how it works out. I'm going to top it with just a little bit of like a gold shimmery glitter, biodegradable glitter. Just very subtle but shimmery and beautiful at the same time. And this soap is done. I am going to spray it with alcohol. I'm going to cover it and allow it to sit overnight for it to go through a gel. Because I use the wood molds and they're fairly thick, they do go ahead and push gel. It's kind of hard to avoid gel, even though I soap at room temperature, which today was around 70. Even though I do that, it's going to generate the heat. So I go ahead and push it through. It helps create more vibrant colors. It creates a more solid bar sooner. I did used to do ungelled soaps, and in the end, they still get nice and hard. They just need a little bit more time. So that's what I'm going to do with this one today. I'll unmold it in about 24 hours, and I usually let it set for a little while before I split and cut. All right, I'll see you back here for the cut. Okay, so let's see what is inside. I have my multi-cutter from Bud's Wood Shop on Etsy, and let's give this a go. Hopefully it looks good inside. Pretty sure I'm gonna have the glycerin rivers. I'm gonna cut 3 loaves. I'm keeping 1 for pictures, and I have 2 loaves for samples. I'll use those loaves and pictures as well before I cut them up. Not necessarily samples, but for a sampler. I'm planning on having a rainbow sampler this time. So I was just taking a peek. That looks nice. Definitely looks pretty. So it looks all right. Have maybe a hint of muddiness there. It's a little different than what I was expecting, but it's still very pretty. I get about 14 bars per loaf. My bars are cut a little bit wider at 1 1/4. Definitely on this loaf, not quite the outcome I thought I was getting. Still beautiful. This is like literally my unicorn design, that one that I'm still trying to really get. I got quite an interesting one last year. And I was trying to recreate it, though some of that one was muddy as well. But I was trying to recreate it, and my technique obviously was a little bit different, and so I have different results. That one has a lot of the green in it. So they're still super fun. Very pleased with the result after all, or in all. What am I trying to say? All in all. But definitely not what I thought was happening. I guess I thought I was going to get more of this and less of this wispiness. But that's why soap making is fun. It's a challenge, and I can make notes and try again another time. And of course it smells amazing. It smells so good. That's getting prettier, a little bit more what I was thinking there. Yeah. It is what it is. Now this next loaf, I am planning on kind of like doing a video for maybe like a sped up video on the making of each one. So I will probably try to show the camera this one just a little bit different so that I can get that shot that I was thinking of. Hopefully the bars I choose will be beautiful. Let's give it a go. I haven't even seen those yet. I'm trying to look at them in the camera. Those are pretty. That was kind of fun. Definitely an interesting design on these for sure. I can't say that I've seen that before. It's like, it's such a mixture. It's so funny. But I like it. Oops, now I'm running out of space with my little mold here. That's a cool one. I have so much work involved on this rainbow extravaganza for this year. Definitely decided to go all out with all of our favorite soaps. So I make a lot of rainbow soaps that I have designed over the years, and people like different ones and ask for different ones. And so I just thought that I would work on bringing pretty much all of them back. A couple of them I'm skipping over for just various reasons. Polka Dot Paradise is not coming back this year because well, not for now. I'm not gonna roll soap balls. I physically can't handle it. And let's see, also I have to change out that fragrance because that's one of them that got changed with the whole IFRA thing. All right, so here we have this Berry Unicorn Bliss Soap. And it still turned out quite beautiful. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.